Hogwarts, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry was established over 1,000 years ago by 4 legendary witches and wizards, Godric Gryffindor, Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, and Rowena Ravenclaw. They constructed the castle deep in the Scottish Highlands, hidden from Muggle sight, to train young witches and wizards in safety. But even at that time, they clashed over who should be admitted, and those disputes became the basis for Hogwarts' house system. Each student is placed into one of 4 houses by the Sorting Hat, a magical artifact created by Gryffindor himself. Gryffindor admired courage, Slytherin valued ambition, Ravenclaw respected intelligence, and Hufflepuff cherished loyalty and diligence. That inner structure still defines every part of student life, from shared dormitories to spirited and sometimes fierce competitions over the House Cup. The castle itself is a marvel of magical engineering. It's unplottable, concealed by charms and constantly shifting. Staircases change, chambers appear or disappear. The Great Hall's ceiling mirrors the sky overhead. Even centuries later, no one has fully uncovered every hidden passage or secret room. Academically, Hogwarts revolves around hands-on learning. First years study essential classes like transfiguration, charms, and potions. Optional subjects such as divination, arithmancy, and care of magical creatures come later. Exams like OWLs and NEWTs determine a student's future direction in the wizarding world. The staff include a headmaster, 4 heads of house, subject professors, and supporting roles like the gamekeeper and caretaker. Behind the scenes, countless house elves keep things running, while magical portraits and school ghosts help maintain order, or in Peeves the Poltergeist's case, disorder. Though the castle has endured sieges, mysteries, and dark forces throughout history, it remains the most iconic wizarding school in existence, a place where generations discover who they are and what they may become. Beauxbatons Academy of Magic lies hidden somewhere in the Pyrenees Mountains of southern France. Its exact location is secret, but its reputation for elegance, discipline, and magical refinement is famous. Unlike the rugged stone of Hogwarts, Beauxbatons is described as a glittering palace, glowing with golden lamps. The entire atmosphere radiates grace and sophistication, and that carries over to its students, often seen in pale blue uniforms and noted for refined manners. The school was founded over 700 years ago, and though its first founders are never specified in canon, it has long been overseen by headmistress Madame Olympe Maxime, a half-giant whose leadership combines authority with elegance. Beauxbatons has a strong tradition of mastery in magical arts, especially elemental magic, enchantments, and healing. Its curriculum emphasizes theory alongside practice with particular attention to discipline and presentation. Beauxbatons is also one of the 3 schools chosen for the Tri-Wizard Tournament, and in 1994 to 1995, its delegation arrived at Hogwarts in a massive flying carriage pulled by 12 winged horses. Though it is often remembered with a feminine image, the school is co-educational and has produced many of Europe's greatest witches and wizards. Students dine in a hall resembling an ice palace, with cuisine rivaling the finest French dishes. Arts, music, and magical etiquette are central to its culture, reflecting how highly Beauxbatons values the cultural side of education. Graduates frequently take important roles in European wizarding society, with close ties to the French Ministry of Magic. While some critics label it overly formal or elitist, Beauxbatons remains one of the most admired and dazzling magical institutions. Durmstrang Institute is among the most secretive and controversial magical academies. Its exact site is concealed, though most assume it lies somewhere in northern or eastern Europe, perhaps in Scandinavia or the Baltic. What distinguishes Durmstrang is not only its remoteness, but also its philosophy. Unlike other schools, Durmstrang openly teaches dark arts, not merely defense against them. The castle is recognized for its cold setting, lofty altitude, and fortress-like construction. Surrounded by frozen lakes and mountains, the school mirrors its environment, harsh, disciplined, and intense. Its student body is smaller than Hogwarts or Beauxbatons, but far more regimented. Strict codes of behavior are enforced, and pupils are expected to excel both physically and magically. Martial magic, dueling, and endurance are emphasized heavily. While transfiguration and potions are taught, The program leans toward power, control, and magical dominance. Durmstrang's reputation for teaching dark arts has made it both feared and respected. One of its most infamous leaders was Igor Karkaroff, a former Death Eater who led the school during the Tri-Wizard tournament. Though ousted after his past became exposed, his role deepened the belief that Durmstrang tolerates dangerous magical ideologies. Famous alumni include Gellert Grindelwald, expelled for dark experiments but remembered as one of the most powerful dark wizards ever. Ilvermorny is the leading magical school in North America, positioned atop Mount Greylock in Massachusetts. It was created in the 17th century by Iseult Sayre, an Irish witch descended from Salazar Slytherin, who escaped to the New World to flee dark magic and persecution. With her no-mage husband James Stewart, she built the academy from a humble stone cottage. Over time, the cottage expanded into a castle, shielded by charms and surrounded by thick forests. Ilvermorny was founded with a strong spirit of inclusiveness. Iseult welcomed magical children from all origins, including those from indigenous tribes, and even encouraged wand use, which was not initially common in Native American magical communities. Students are sorted into 4 houses named after magical creatures: Thunderbird for adventurers, Wampus for fighters, Horned Serpent for scholars, and Pukwudgie for healers. Instead of a sorting hat, enchanted statues of each creature choose students, sometimes more than one, though the final decision rests with the child. Castelobruxo is South America's premier school of magic, situated deep inside Brazil's Amazon rainforest. Hidden by powerful enchantments, the building looks like a shining temple to wizards and witches, but appears as ruined stone to muggles. The school predates European colonization and is believed to be centuries old, built by a mix of native magical cultures. Its architecture blends indigenous design with magical defenses, walls that shift, corridors that merge with the jungle, and charms rooted in elemental forces. The school is famous for its focus on magizoology, herbology, and potion making, drawing on the biodiversity of the rainforest. The jungle serves as both classroom and training ground, teaching students to live alongside magical creatures and plants. Students wear bright green robes and are monitored by Kaipora, small forest spirits who protect the school and play tricks on rule breakers. Mahoutokoro is Japan's most prestigious magical school, found on the volcanic island of Minami Iwo Jima. Built on a dormant volcano's cliffs, the structure is carved from white jade and glows in the moonlight, invisible to muggles but visible to magical beings. Some legends say it is one of the oldest operating schools in existence. Mahoutokoro is renowned for its high standards and strict discipline. Children start at age 7 as day students, traveling home daily on enchanted storm petrels, before boarding full-time at age 11. Robes at Mahoutokoro are enchanted to change color with a student's progress: pale pink for beginners, gold for mastery. If a student breaks magical law or dabbles in dark magic, their robes turn white, bringing disgrace and expulsion. Uagadou is the largest known wizarding academy, both in size and in number of students. It is hidden high in Uganda's Mountains of the Moon, carved into cliffs and veiled by clouds. Thousands of years old, it is older than most European schools and is celebrated as a center of ancient magical wisdom. Unlike others, Uagadou emphasizes magic without wands. African traditions often use hand gestures, spoken words, or natural surroundings. Wands are seen as useful but not essential. Invitations arrive through dream messengers, spirit-like figures that appear in a child's sleep, leaving behind a carved stone token. The architecture is elemental, with stone courtyards, open-air halls, and observatories. Students wear robes woven from materials that shift with weather and magical energy. Uagadou is famed for its expertise in self-transfiguration and elemental magic. Students can transform into animals, mist, or even light, skills that take decades elsewhere. Other magical schools. Beyond the 7 officially recognized schools, the wizarding community acknowledges several others. One of the best known is Koldov in Russia, where students are said to play Quidditch while flying on whole trees. Its internal practices remain largely secret. Rumors also mention additional schools in Africa, possibly in Ethiopia or Nigeria, and one in Oceania for Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. Rowling confirmed 11 total schools worldwide, meaning some remain undiscovered. Many smaller magical communities rely on apprenticeships, guilds, or private teaching instead of large institutions. While 7 schools form the official core of magical learning, many more remain hidden by mountains, forests, or secrecy. The wizarding world is far bigger than what is written,